You hear them before you see them. That low, twin-turbo growl, building from a whisper to a rumble to something that actually makes your chest vibrate. And when you finally realize what's making that sound, you understand. Two giants, side by side, on a drag strip in the middle of the Middle East, a place where big SUVs aren't just vehicles, they're a way of life. One of them costs the equivalent of 100,000 pounds, the other, just 60,000 pounds. And they share nearly the same engine, the same all-wheel drive system, and almost the same horsepower. So the question isn't which one looks better on a spec sheet. The question is, which one actually wins when it matters? I'm your host, you're watching Luxury and Scale, and today we're settling this. Let me set the scene for you properly, because context matters here. We're in Abu Dhabi, and if you've ever spent time in the Gulf, you already know that full-size SUVs aren't just popular here, they're practically the official vehicle of the region. The roads are wide, the heat is serious, and the culture of driving is unlike anywhere else on Earth. People here know their cars, which makes this matchup even more fascinating. In the left corner, the Lexus LX600, the flagship SUV from Toyota's luxury division. This is the car Lexus puts its entire reputation behind. Everything they've learned about refinement, comfort, and engineering precision is packed into this one vehicle. It starts at around 100,000 pounds in this market, and it wears that price tag with zero apology. In the right corner, the Nissan Patrol Y62. And if you're watching this from the Gulf, or really anywhere in the Middle East, you don't need me to explain what the Patrol means. This thing is legendary out here. It's been the go-to SUV for decades. Royals drive them. Off-road adventurers swear by them. It costs around 60,000 pounds, nearly half the price of the Lexus. Same segment, completely different price. Surprisingly similar performance numbers. So which one deserves your money? Let's find out, starting with how they look. Lexus LX600, a moving sanctuary. Open the door of the LX600 and something genuinely special happens. The noise of the world outside, the traffic, the heat, the chaos, it just disappears. Lexus has engineered the acoustic environment of this cabin to an almost obsessive degree. It is genuinely, remarkably quiet inside. The materials are exceptional. Semi-aniline leather that feels soft in a way that cheap leather simply doesn't. Real wood trim that has actual texture and depth. Brushed aluminum accents that are cool to the touch. Nothing here feels fake. Nothing here feels value engineered. This is a cabin that was built to impress someone who knows what quality actually feels like. The technology integrates seamlessly. A large, responsive infotainment screen, a fully digital driver's display, heads-up projection, and the legendary Mark Levinson audio system. This isn't just a sound system. It's a concert hall on wheels. Every seat gets the full experience. And speaking of seats, the rear of the LX600 in VIP configuration is where this car truly makes its case. Individual executive chairs, heating, cooling, massage, a center console with its own climate controls, a built-in refrigerator. This is not a back seat. This is a business-class cabin, and it moves at 60 miles an hour. Nissan Patrol Y62, the throne room. Step inside the Patrol, and the first thing you notice is the space. This thing is genuinely, impressively massive inside. 3 rows of seating, and the third row is actually usable by real adults. Not just for small children or flexible people. Actual humans can sit there comfortably. The materials are high quality, proper leather upholstery, a clean and driver-focused dashboard, and in certain configurations that GTR-inspired interior trim that gives the cabin a performance edge you really don't expect in a full-size family SUV. It feels intentional, purposeful. Technology-wise, the Patrol is well equipped. Large touchscreen, a round view camera system, wireless charging, and Nissan safety suite. The steering wheel has a great feel to it. Chunky and solid, The kind of wheel that makes you feel like you're actually in control of something serious. Because you are. The difference between these two interiors comes down to this. The Lexus is a 5-star hotel. The Patrol is a luxury penthouse. The Lexus wins on refinement and sensory detail. The Patrol wins on space and that raw sense of occasion. Both are exceptional. Neither one disappoints. All right, this is the part you've been waiting for. Let's talk about what's actually under these bonnets. And, well, what happened when we put them to the test. The Nissan Patrol has a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6, pumping out 425 horsepower and 700 Newton-meters of torque, paired with a 9-speed automatic and all-wheel drive, weighing in at 2,800 kilograms. The Lexus LX600, also a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6, but with 415 horsepower, 650 Newton-meters, a 10-speed auto, all-wheel drive, and it's 200 kilos lighter at 2,600 kilograms. Nearly identical engines, nearly identical power. But here's the thing that changes everything about the Patrol. Its 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 is derived from the engine in the Nissan GT-R. Yes, that GT-R, the one they call Godzilla. The one that used to embarrass supercars at a fraction of the price. That heritage is real, and when you launch the Patrol off the line, properly staged, foot on the brake, revs up, then release, you feel all of it. The power hits like a wall. It rockets forward with a ferocity that makes absolutely no sense for a 2,800 kilogram family SUV. It is genuinely shocking. We ran 3 standing quarter-mile races. 3 times these two giants lined up side by side. 3 times it came down to millimeters. The result? The Patrol won, but only by what the slow-motion replay revealed to be a single bonnet length. Both cars crossed the line at 14.9 seconds flat. Dead even. Extraordinary. Then we switched to a rolling race. Both cars rolling at around 20 kilometers per hour before going full throttle. And this is where the story changed completely. The Patrol hesitated. Just for a moment, but in a race, a moment is everything. The twin-turbo lag that made the standing launch so dramatic worked against it here. The Lexus, lighter by 200 kilograms and with that smooth 10-speed gearbox holding everything together, simply drove away. Clean, composed, gone. And the brake test from 150 kilometers per hour? The Lexus stopped shorter and far more calmly. The Patrol's driver described it as, and I'm quoting directly here, a near spiritual experience. Drag race. Patrol wins? Barely. Rolling race? Lexus wins, convincingly. Braking. Lexus wins easily. The complete picture is more nuanced than either fanbase wants to admit. Let's break it down. Lexus LX600. Strengths, world-class interior quality, 200 kilograms lighter, and you really feel that in every dynamic situation. Superior braking and rolling performance, smoother and more refined powertrain, exceptional long-distance comfort, and strong resale value. Weaknesses? Well, it's nearly double the price of the Patrol. It has slightly less torque, a smaller interior, and honestly, it might feel a bit over-engineered for buyers who prefer something rawer. Now, the Nissan Patrol Y62. Strengths: that GT-R-derived engine with explosive off-the-line performance, more torque, a much larger interior with genuine 7-seat usability, outstanding value, and a deep cultural legacy, especially in this market. Weaknesses? Turbo lag in real-world driving, it's heavier, which affects dynamics, braking falls noticeably short of the Lexus, and the interior finish doesn't quite match at this price point. The Lexus LX600 is for, well, the executive, the detail person, the buyer who notices the difference between genuine leather and imitation and refuses to settle. Someone who does long highway miles and wants to arrive feeling as fresh as when they left. A driver who wants the most refined, composed, premium full-size SUV money can buy, and has the budget to make it happen. This is the car for the person who says, I want the best, not the loudest, the best. The Nissan Patrol Y62 is for, honestly, the legend hunter. The family driver who refuses to compromise on power or presence. Someone deeply connected to Gulf car culture who wants to be part of a legacy that goes back decades. A buyer who looks at what the Patrol costs versus what it delivers, and realizes they might have just found the best value deal in the full-size SUV segment. This is the car for the person who says, I want to feel like royalty without spending like it. And here's the honest truth. If the Patrol costs the same as the Lexus, this comparison gets genuinely difficult. But it doesn't. Nearly half the price, almost identical drag race performance, 3 usable rows, and a cultural legacy that the Lexus simply cannot buy. That matters. So here's where we land. And I'm going to be completely straight with you. The Nissan Patrol Y62 is one of the most impressive value propositions in the automotive world right now. It ran a 14.9 second quarter mile. It carries a family of 7 in genuine comfort. It has GTR DNA under the bonnet, and it costs 60,000 pounds. That is an extraordinary achievement. But the Lexus LX600 is the better car. I said it. It's lighter. It brakes better. It's faster when it matters. In the real world, in a rolling race, in the moments that actually define daily driving. And the interior? There is nothing in this class that touches it at this price. Nothing. The Patrol wins the drag race. By a bonnet length, by nothing. The Lexus wins everything else. If you have the budget, the LX600 is the answer. If you want to spend smart and still feel genuinely exceptional behind the wheel, the Patrol might be the shrewdest buy in this entire segment. Now I want to hear from you. Drop it in the comments right now. Patrol or LX600? Which one are you taking home tonight? Because I genuinely want to know what you think. If you got something out of this video, if it helped, if it entertained you, if it made you want to fly to Abu Dhabi and race an SUV down a drag strip, hit that like button. It genuinely helps more than you know. And if you're not already subscribed to Luxury and Scale, what are you doing? This is what we do here. Proper reviews, real comparisons, no fluff. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.